Well, how's it going, boys and girls? Today we're getting ready to install a pair of Minn Kota Raptors on our 19-foot tracker behind me. Now, can you get away with just putting one of these on your boat? Yes, but if you do that, it doesn't have near as much control as far as keeping the boat in one position so you can stay on the fish. If you decide to go with two, it's going to hold you there regardless. It's going to hold you, straight into it with the current behind you or even coming at you from 90 degrees. And for that reason, most serious fishermen, they're going to go ahead and put on the pair instead of just starting with one. Because everybody I've talked to that started with one, well, within a month or so, they're back to have that second one installed. So why not go ahead and knock it out from the beginning? What's in the box? Everything that you see on the table in front of you. The Raptor itself, the hydraulic pump, the mount for that, hydraulic fluid, then you've got a template and the bolts if you're going to mount it directly to the transom. Now, if you have a jack plate, here's an option you may want to consider that we're going to be doing. They make an adapter to where you can go directly to the jack plate instead of having to drill into your transom. This is the way that we've decided to go for this particular install. Now, there's a couple of things that I want to at least give you a tip on when it comes for the installation. Now, is it really that tough to do? No, but you do need to take your time, make sure you route everything as it should, get everything secured, because let's face it, the marine environment is a tough one on its best day. As far as the electrical goes, it shows going directly to the battery, but I wouldn't do that, and I'm not going to on this one, because even at idle, this motor, it has a very small draw, but enough to drain even the biggest of batteries given enough time. So I'm going to attach both of them to the battery disconnect switch. Now, this system has been around for a few years, and it has proven itself year over year. It uses the latest technology in ground sensing. When it goes down and holds you in position, if it starts to lose its grip, it automatically adjusts for you independently and keeps you fixed where you want to be. If the wind increases, the current increases, or maybe there's a shift in the sand, it's going to go down even further to keep you on point and keep you from moving. It accomplishes this by using a very robust hydraulic pump. And the real advantage of this one is it has the same amount of pressure going down as it does coming up. Well, now that we've got everything laid out on the table, let me go open up my toolbox and we're going to get these installed. Do use a little bit of this anti-seize. A couple of reasons. One day you may want to take this off, but I can tell you from experience that it is so easy to gall stainless steel. So adding just a little bit of lube to each one of these makes all the difference in the world. Now, this will all depend on your boat, but we're going to go on the back side of the battery tray. I've got enough room to get them in there side by side. This is going to be really tight in there, so I've got it mounted up to the bracket first, mark these first two holes, get those drilled. Then we can get the back ones and get it mounted in there, because you'll see I've got like that much wiggle room. Hopefully yours isn't quite this challenging, but we're gonna get this. See what I'm talking about? Woohoo! Honestly, it's not that tough to do. It just really depends on how much room you've got to work with on your boat. And with this one, it's really tight, no doubt. Pumps are in place. Now let's get our hydraulic lines down there, hook those up, hook it up to the battery switch, fill it up, get it bled, paired. She can head to the lake, finish the bleed, because you have to extend the Raptors all the way down to get all the air out of them, of course. So they want us to pull the fuse, or it's actually a breaker, looks like. There's our beep on one. There's our beep on the second. And now we want to bring this up and down one at a time, 10 times, check our level, and then add as necessary. Not that tough. Yep, slurping it in there. After only 2. Easy installation, but it really depends on the boat. All right, we're sitting at the full mark. Hopefully it won't take too much more to get all the air out once the boat is in deep enough water to where they can extend all the way down. Now let's get these paired up. We need to erase and then repair our 2 remotes. Now they already come from the factory paired to the individual Raptors, but what we want to have happen is either remote to operate both of them at the same time. So to do that, we need to wipe out its memory and then relearn the remotes. We'll go ahead and do the pumps first, one at a time. What we're going to do is remove power. We're going to hold the up button, flip the power on, wait for it to beep, then we're good to go. We'll repeat the same thing for the second pump. Now, for the remotes, we just hold the up and down at the same time until it starts to scroll across, and then it'll do that for about 30 seconds and then stop. So the pumps are cleared, the remotes are cleared. Now what we need to do is pair the pumps together. By pressing the pair button on each motor, they will blink until they pair to each other. Now, wait for that green light and press the up button on the starboard motor. Now at that point, they are paired together and they know which one is starboard and port. All right, at this point, I should be able to just pair one of them to the remote and then it should control both. Now they should be both paired to both remotes. There we go. Test the other one just for kicks. Well, all right, guys, there you go. Everything's mounted, bolted down, wired up, programmed, and paired, and we're ready to go hit the water. So we will see you out there.